Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see, out again in my bedroom, filming yet another video for you lovely lot. And today I've decided to do the 50 questions you've never been asked. I'm pretty sure I might have done this before, but like this is kind of just like an updated version, you know what I mean? I've got the questions wrote down here in this little book, and I've brought them in different colours just because, you know, I can. And if you don't quite hear what I say, I'll be writing the questions on the screen anyway, so you will know what I've said, because as I said, the questions will be on the screen. So the first question, what's your favourite candle scent? To be honest, I'm more like for your standard candle scents, so like a vanilla or something like apple, like fresh apple, or like fresh linen or something like along those lines. I'm not really a fan of things like cinnamon and like gingerbread and stuff like that. Like for candles, I'm not like, I prefer like just your normal candle scents, but like that's just me at the end of the day. Second question. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? Oh, now this is like a difficult one. To be honest, I don't really know like who, which female celebrity I wish was my sister, because at the end of the day, would that not be kind of like replacing my sister with a female celebrity? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know for that one. I think I'm gonna have to leave the answer for this as I don't know. And then question 3. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Again, like, I don't know, would that not be replacing my brother? Like, it might be annoying, yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know, like, I don't really know which celebrities I'd want to be my sister and my brother. Like, at the end of the day, be them, like, I don't know. Question 4. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? Well, I don't know really, like, I don't plan to get married till like mid-20s, so like around the same age I have children. But if it happens earlier, it happens earlier. If it happens later, it happens later. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, you get married when you get married. There's no point putting an age on it, because if you put an age on it, it probably won't happen. So, like, I'm not gonna just say, oh yeah, I hope to get married at this age or this age, because at the end of the day, like, isn't gonna happen. You just don't put an age on, like, whenever something's gonna happen. Like, you might, like, that's why I said mid-20s, because then it's not putting like a specific age on it. It's like a specific age range, not a specific age, if you know what I mean. Question 5. Do you know a hoarder? Well, I'd say myself I'm a hoarder, because like, if you go for my phone, iPod, iPad, whatever, you'll just find loads of pictures that I just won't delete. Like, I hoard pictures. I'm just a picture hoarder. Or like my sister, she's a pen hoarder. She hoards pens, pencils, just stationery in general. And my brother, he hoards like loads of toy cars. Like, wherever you look, there will be toy cars, like in his room. He hasn't got so much now, because obviously he's at that age where he doesn't play them anymore, but he used to hoard toy cars and stuff. So I'd say all 3 of us really who are hoarders at some point, or still are. 6. Can you do a split? No, I can't do a split. I would say I used to be able to, like, because I used to be able to get in splits, but I can't now. It really hurts. Questions. How many oceans have you swum in? None, because I can't swim to save my life. So if I tried to swim, I'd probably just drown anyway, because I can't swim. Question 8. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I don't actually know. I don't know how old I was when I learned how to ride a bike. But remember, I had a big bike. And I was getting too small for it. I think my brother must be about and he was able to ride that at a 10-year-old. But I don't know how old I was when I learned to ride a bike. I want to say about 6 or 7. Yeah, I want to say about 6 or 7. I was a bit of a late, you know what I mean? Like, my sister, she picked things up quick, but me, I picked things up like a bit later, so I was a bit like, I'd say delayed, if you know what I mean. Question 9, how many countries have you been to? Is Scotland a separate country? Is Wales a separate country? I don't know. But I'd say if they are, then they're the only other countries I've been to, like excluding my own, like obviously England, but I think Scotland and Wales are like 2 separate countries, aren't they? So I'd say them too. 10. Is anyone in your family in the army? No, but I think there's someone on my mum's side who's wanting to join the army, but the people who like check your weight and stuff have said he can't because he's a bit like too big and he has to lose weight and stuff, which I think is awful, but like, you know. 11. What would you name your daughter if you had one? Now this is one of my favourite questions, and I've had like baby names in my head for quite a while. They probably won't stay the same, but I'm hoping they do because I really like them. I was talking to my friend at college as well, because she was telling me she had baby names, like 1 girl name and 2 boys names, so obviously we sat talking about them. But there's a name that I really like, and it was originally just going to be Summer on its own, and then like Sky is a middle name, and I was like, no, that sounds a bit weird. But I've decided on Summer Bell hyphenated, because I think it's really nice. I love it name. Then question 12. What would you name your son if you had one? Again, it's hyphenated because obviously my name's hyphenated, so you know, I've had to keep keeping up the hyphenatedness. If that's even a word, which I don't think it is. I think I've just made that up completely. But if I had a son, his name would be Mason J, which again is, like I said, it's hyphenated. Question 13. What's the worst grade you got on a test? I don't know. I'm going to say an exam, like from when I did obviously my GCSEs before I left school. And I would say the worst grade is an E, but I don't really care because I didn't need that subject anyway. So overall I'm not really bothered about that. 14. What was your favourite TV show when you were a child? When you were a child, yeah, just miss when you were a child. I want to say something like the Teletubbies or something, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. Or Barney. But I don't know. To be honest, I probably didn't even watch TV that much, like I don't now, but I probably did have a favourite TV show at some point when I was younger. I just don't know what it was. I've even asked my mum and she's like, oh, I don't know. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? I dressed up as the same thing every year for Halloween. It was my tradition. I didn't change like what I was dressed up as for Halloween for anybody. Like someone said, "Are you looking for something different?" No, I'm not. And I dressed up as a witch. Every year without fail, I dressed up as a witch for Halloween. Why? I don't know. But I did. Because it's tradition, innit? I just dressed up as a witch every year. Like, didn't change. Without fail, it was a witch. 16. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games or Twilight series? I haven't read any of Harry Potter or the Hunger Games, but I think I've read the first 2 books of the Twilight series and then half of like the next one. So that'd be like the normal Twilight, New Moon and Breaking Dawn, I think. So I've like read like 2.5 of the Twilight series, but I haven't read any of the others. To be honest, I'm not really into reading, so that's probably why, but like, yeah. 17. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? Well, I have a British accent, so I'd like to see what it's like to have an American accent for a day. But to be fair, obviously I don't really notice my own accent because obviously I'm used to it and I've had it all my life. But like, other people will notice my accent, and I'm just like, I'd rather have an American to see for a day to see what it's like to have an American accent. 18. Did your mother go to college? She did. She did health and social care level 2, I think. But then she had to drop out. Oh no, she didn't drop out. She had a qualification, but obviously she did have maths and English. But that was fine back then. She had a job in a nursing home, but then had to leave because she fell pregnant with me. And then obviously a few months after I was born, obviously not a few months, like a year after, she got pregnant with my sister. Oh no, she didn't. She got pregnant in between because then she had a miscarriage. Then she got pregnant with my sister, and then she got pregnant with my brother. And then she's just never been back. And obviously my brother has like really bad like learning difficulties. He's autistic. He's got ADHD, ADHD, dyspraxia, sleeping difficulties and stuff like that. So obviously he needs like care all the time. So like she hasn't really had the time to go back to college. But she's currently there. She does like 6 till 9 on Mondays and Wednesday nights, and she does her maths and English. Once she's got them, she said she's going to go into childcare, obviously because that's what I'm doing. She was going to do health and social care level 3, but the college have advised her that it's not. They wouldn't recommend it because she's been like out of like learning for years and years, and she'd probably find it really difficult. So what she said she's going to do is when she gets maths and English, she's going to go into level 1 or level 2 childcare, and maybe come and join me. So we'll see what happens. 19. Are your grandparents still married? So my dad's mum and dad are like not together anymore. But she got married they both got married to someone else. But I'm not sure how long they've been together. Like both. They've been together for longer than I've been around, so I'd say. Yeah, but obviously not the mum and dad like type. Like still together, do you know what I mean? And obviously my mum, I don't see my mum's side, so I don't really know about that side. 20. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No, I've never really been interested in karate, so I'm not going to take karate lessons if I'm not interested in karate. Sorry to say. 21. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yeah, who doesn't know who Kermit the Frog is? I mean, like, if you don't know who Kermit the Frog is, have you been living under a rock for your life? Like, if you don't know who Kermit the Frog is, I'm really disappointed. So everyone knows who Kermit the Frog is. 22. What's the first amusement park you've been to? So, I've been to Flamingo Land, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Loudon Castle in Scotland, Alton Towers, Lightwater Valley, I think any others. I'm sure I have. I don't know. I think the first one I've probably been to was Flamingo Land, because obviously that's like a kids park, isn't it? So that's probably like the first amusement / theme park I've been to, because I haven't really been to any others. Loudon Castle isn't really around, like it's closed now, so can't go there anymore. Still got to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Alton Towers I've only been to once because I went on a school trip, and then yeah, they're the only ones I've been to. Haven't been to any others. 23. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Obviously my native language is English. I did do French in school, and I did really enjoy it, so I'd hope like to start that back up and get fluent in French, although it is quite difficult because my sister struggles, but I would think it would be good to be fluent in French, so we'll see. Do you spell the colour grey as G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? I spell it G-R-E-Y because I'm pretty sure that's the English way to spell it, and then G-R-A-Y is the American way to spell it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's why there's 2 different spellings of it for like each country, but I don't know. That's what I've heard anyway. 25. Is your father bald? By choice. By choice. He just shaves his hair off, but he wasn't like, he isn't bald, but like he's bald by choice. He just like shaves his hair off. 26. Do you know triplets? Yeah, they're not my age. They're about my sister's age. I think they might be a year younger than my sister, but like, yeah, triplets. They're probably the only triplets I know actually. So, 27. Do you prefer the Titanic or the Notebook? I haven't really seen the Notebook, I don't think. So at the minute, I'm probably gonna have to say the Titanic because I haven't seen the Notebook yet. So I apologise if it's like your favourite film, but I haven't seen it yet. 28. Have you ever had Indian food? Yeah, I like chicken korma and stuff like that. It's delicious. 29. What's the name of your favourite restaurant? Well, I don't go to all these posh restaurants. I go to things like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC, Domino's. But then again, is Domino's really a restaurant? Or is that just a takeout restaurant? I don't know. But out of them, I'd say like McDonald's and like Domino's are my favourite because I don't go to all these posh restaurants. Things like Frankie and Benny's or like other posh restaurants that I can't think of because they're too posh for me. Sorry if you find some restaurants not posh, now I'm saying they're posh. But I just think they're posh because obviously I can't afford to go to them because they're actually expensive. 30. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Nope. 31. Do you belong to any warehouse stores? I'm not quite sure what this question means because I think it's an American tag. So I'm going to have to say no because obviously I don't know what it means. 32. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite sex? See, that's one question we've never like really spoke about. I think I'd probably just still be called Courtney, to be honest, because at the end of the day Courtney is like a unisex name. Obviously they dropped the Louise, but like probably just keep me called Courtney, to be honest. 33. If you have a nickname, what is it? Oh, I have plenty of nicknames. Like, call me anything and I'll still answer. So they call me Gertie, Gertrude, Gert, Court, Corty Pop, Snot, Snotchy, I can't say that one. Snotchy Pops, Snots, like they literally they call me anything and I just answer anyway. I get Courtney Lou, or CL from Friends. Just I have loads of nicknames. 34. Who's your favourite person in the world? I wouldn't say it's a favourite person. It's my favourite people, and that's obviously family. Like my family have obviously got to be my favourite people. 35. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? See, I don't know if I live in a rural area or the suburbs, to be honest. I think it's just wherever I live. But I think, if I'm right, rural areas like countryside, isn't it? So I think I'd rather live rural because then you know you're not going to get like bothered by people. 36. Can you whistle? I can whistle, not very good, but I can whistle. See, it kind of just goes and just fades out. 37. Do you sleep with a nightlight? Well, the only lights I really have on when I sleep is these ones here across the beam, which are my sister's. They're the only lights that I have on when I go to sleep because the light's only got one bulb. The lamp doesn't work, and so that's the only other choice we've got. So, 38. Do you eat breakfast every morning? I hate to say this, but I don't. And I don't recommend you do that because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But I don't eat breakfast. It's because when I get up I can't eat. Like, I can't eat straight away as soon as I've got up. So like, I normally don't eat breakfast purely for that reason. I think the last time I had breakfast, well, apart from this morning because it was a fried breakfast, was some point last week before work. So, you know. 39. Do you take pills or medication daily? No. The last medication I had to take daily was fluoxetine for test anxiety. But obviously I don't have tests or anything anymore, so I don't need to take them. 40. What medical conditions do you have? Asthma. Obviously, it doesn't affect me as much now as it did when I was younger, but it's still a medical condition at the end of the day. Like, because obviously it's your lungs, it affects like your breathing and stuff, and like your physical activity. So obviously I've got like inhalers and the spacer now as well. If I'm going to Whitby or something, like where they've got 199 steps, I have to take before I go up them, because by the time I get to the top I'm like or if I haven't got it, I just take it slow and like breathe in and out very slowly to help, because like obviously that's how I stop myself from having an asthma attack of some sort. 41, how many times have you been to the hospital? Right, so I don't really go to the hospital because I'm never really poorly or anything. The only time where I've really been in the hospital and had to stay overnight was when I was probably like, actually I've had 2 operations I think. Yeah, so I've had to stay overnight when I had 9 teeth took out when I was probably like 4, because my teeth came through at a really early age. So obviously I had to get 9 teeth out to make room for my adult teeth coming through. And then I had my tonsils and adenoids taken out, so obviously I'd have had to stay overnight for that one as well, I would have thought. So yeah, and then other than that it's just been silly little things like burning my fingers and like feeling like I've got an ear infection, just stuff like that. 42, have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yeah, I watched it once when I was in the bath. I probably shouldn't have, because I always spend long enough as it is to start with in the bath, but obviously watching a film while I'm in the bath is just gonna spend even more time that I haven't really got, to be honest. So 43, where do you buy your jeans? Probably Primark. That's where most of my jeans come from. I've got a pair from Dorothy Perkins, and then obviously I've got some shorts from New Look, dungarees from Select. So maybe Primark and Select will be where my jeans come from. 44, what's the last compliment you got? Probably something like gorgeous, or like, I don't know. I don't really take note of the compliments I last got. It's just weird. 45. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I remember some of them. That's obviously why I've got my dream journal up there, because obviously I write some of them in there. Half the time I probably don't remember them. Let's see what the last dream was that I remembered. The last dream I remembered was going on holiday, which was like a week before we actually went on holiday, or maybe the day before we went on holiday. Actually, I think it was the day before we went on holiday. 46, what flavour tea do you enjoy? To be honest, I just have normal tea. I don't really drink hot drinks unless it's hot chocolate, because I'm really, so yeah, just normal tea will do me fine. 47, how many pairs of shoes do you currently own? Okay, I can't count on one hand. I've got a pair of sandals, 3 pairs of heels, 2 pairs of trainers, some Converse, some white boots, some black like work shoes. I think that's it. Like 9 pairs of shoes I've got, I think. Yeah, I think it's like 9 pairs of shoes. Whoopsies. 48, what religion will you raise your children to practice? Well, I don't really have a religion, so because I don't have one, they probably won't have one either, unless obviously like a partner has a religion, then obviously they'll learn their religion, but like, or like I'll raise them with their religion, but other than that they probably won't have one because I don't have one. 49, how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? What do you mean? Santa is real. Obviously, I'm saying that for the little kids watching. But to be fair, I think I just got out of the stage of like realising he was real. But yeah, we all know Santa's real. 50. Why do you have a tumbler? Because it was fun to have one at the time. I don't even use it now, but it was fun to have it while it lasted. I believe it's actually a One Direction Tumblr account. And the name, like the thing that you see when you go onto my Tumblr page, is actually Georgia Rose, which is obviously from Best Song Ever. Said its name was Georgia Rose. It's got like a 1D mouse trail thing as well. It's got a 1D background. I think it's got 1D songs playing when you go onto it. So you could see how mad I was with One Direction. And I think if you scroll down, all you will see is One Direction photos, because that is literally all I posted on Tumblr. Nothing else but One Direction photos. Right, so that is the end of this video. That is all the questions. If you would like to see another tag like this, please let me know in the comments and tell me what tag it is you would like me to do, and I'll be sure to do it for you. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button down below, and to receive video notifications, click the little bell. But make sure when you click it, it's got the 2 little lines around it, because then you'll get notified every time I upload and not just occasionally. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you didn't either, I don't care. And yeah, I will see you soon with another video. Bye!